Hi everybody, it's me and welcome to my channel. I figured I'd jump on here since I haven't done a video since I've been back from Florida and tell you guys what's been going on and what all I've been working on and kind of show you some of the many things I've been doing. Yeah, I've been a busy bee. So in saying that, I'll show you guys what I've been working on. I seen some of you guys have been doing the 100-day crochet granny squares, so I thought, well, I'm gonna just make some. I made a bunch of pastel ones, but I didn't bring them up here to show you, but I thought I'm gonna try to do some on the darker side, so that's what I did. I've made a few. I made this one and this one and this one and this one. I'm just using a bunch of scrap yarn and just doing a bunch of different granny squares. Also, in one of my videos I showed you guys a while back that I was crocheting some bags, and I did finish those bags. I know I think I showed this one, the pink one, pink and gray with the liner in it and the pocket. It's a kind of a flannel liner, but these slide out so that you can wash them. Now you can use these for a project bag. They do have a button to where you can seal them up, close them up. Some people can use them as a purse. You can use them as a library bag. You could use them as a shopping bag. You could, whatever, just whatever. And the handles on them, I stitched them pretty tight, so they're tight. But I did finish this one. And I also made a darker one, a green one. And this one's a little different because I put wooden buttons on it. And the liner inside this one is green. And got a button on it. And it also has a deep pocket up towards the top more, but it goes down fairly deep. So yeah, and so that's one. And I've decided that when I reach my 250 subscribers, you're going to be able to pick which one you want, as a choice. Now, mind you, I'm no expert. These are not perfect. But they're going to be one of the gifts in my 250 subscribers. So, and you'll be able to pick the color if you want the green one or if you want the pink one. And this is the back side of it. I just did them up. So, they'd even be good for a beach bag. So, just saying. And my son wanted me to make him a Afghan for his room. And he likes Ohio State. So, he wanted me to make him one, so I thought, well, I'm going to try to make him an Ohio State. That he loves Ohio State. I actually have two sons that love Ohio State. So one's birthday's in July, one's in August. So they're both going to get an Ohio State blanket. So this is what I've done so far. I asked some of you what colors, should I use, and some of you said, the red and gray would be fine, because I was kind of, so I used the red, gray, and the black. But I got the zero, or the O in the middle, 0. And I did and I'm just continuing to go around. I'm not done with it yet. I'm still working on it. And the yarns I used in it was from Walmart. And this one was is a sparkle yarn. It's gray with some sparkle. And it's called Platinum Silver. And it's a 4-weight. So I used that. And this one here is, I think it's called Heather Gray, and it's a Red Heart yarn, if I'm not mistaken. I lost the tag to it, but that's the one that I'm using. And then I used the white from Premier from the Dollar Tree. I had quite a bit of that. And then I used also the Mainstay red. So that's the yarns I used for this blanket. It's my first, and like I said, I'm kind of stitching it up differently towards the outer edges. I made it tight, like in the center, and now I'm kind of, so that it'll kind of drape over his bed a little better, I guess. I don't know. So that's what I'm doing with that. And I did receive some mail that's long overdue to tell everybody and, what all I got. Michelle had her birthday and her 1,000 subscriber party on her channel for Michelle Crochets in Kansas. And Ellie donated some stitch markers, and I won the stitch markers. And I think her name is Ellie Leva. I hope I ain't butchering your name, Ellie. I'm sorry if I did, but she did send me some very pretty stitch markers. And she is very good at this. And I'm going to show them to you here. I just want to get them all twisted around. But no, it's pretty. I got one here that needs to be turned around. Well, turn it around there, okay, Cricket. Turn it around there. Well, did I get him that time? Yes. Okay. There they are. Isn't those pretty? I'm really going to put those to use because I think they're pretty. So, yeah. She made me those. And she sent them in this little Ganza bag. Or Ganza bag, however you say it. And I received a thank you card from Sharon from Connection of Lives. And if you guys don't know her, check her channel out because she is good to kind of connect channels with each other. And I had sent her a birthday card and a few little things in the birthday card. And she sent me a thank you card with a few things in the thank you card for scrapbooking and stuff. So, yeah, they like some stickers with some stickers and some little beads, just things, you know, because she knows I scrapbook and stuff too. So, little stickers. And she sent me this little flower, and it's cloth, and it's embroidered. And oh, there's a butterfly in there with it. So in saying that, on the embroidery, I thought about putting it on the corner of this here quilt that I'm going to tell you guys about. Okay, I've been working on this for a while, and back in one of my first videos, I showed you guys all the squares with the Bible quilt, and I was doing squares with all the flowers. And I thought, well, you know, when I was doing these, I just, you know, just kept going and going and going, and I have quite a few flowers here on this thing that I put together and sewed together to make this quilt. I'm trying to get them up here where you can see them all. There is different ones. There is every color in this thing with every color flower. I got this new camera and I'm trying to figure out which way is best to show you guys this. I'm awkward. There's different flowers in there. Get some more of it up here and show you if I can. I got it on a hoop because I'm getting ready to hand embroider the little flowers here. Each one of these flowers, going around it, you don't have to, but I'm going to. I should rephrase that. Hand stitch. And you just go around. I'm going to hand stitch it. And all around the little petals. And there's padding in here that I put in here. And I got a back on it. I'll show you in a minute. These flowers will kind of puff. Look like a old-timey puff quilt. And then there's like out on the outside that's going to do it. So that's going to make it look more like it's been laced. Okay, so what I did then is I had some white satin silk. I sewed it to the edges all the way around. So when it hangs on the bed, this is going to be the part that hangs to the floor. And when I get it all done, I'm going to sew lace over the silk. So it'll have a lace overlay and it will drag onto the floor. I love anything that's old and vintage looking and, you know, that looks like it come out of a time era. Luckily, my sister, bless her little heart, gave me this hoop here. This big hoop to put it all on so that I can embroider the, you know, the stitching and do some embroidering on. So, gotta love my sister. She's the one that turned me on to embroidering. Long time ago. She started giving me things to keep me occupied. And just little things like pillowcases, doilies, And she got me started on cross stitching. And actually, a lot of this is cross stitched. This is all cross stitching. And it's simple. Very simple. The hardest part is going to be the hand stitching, you know, with the stitch on the outside and around the flowers. But every bit of this is cross stitch. So now the other things that I embroidered was some pillowcases. And like I said, my sister gave me stuff years ago, and that's how I learned. So, and this is some of the pillowcases I've done. And a lot of this was not cross stitch. This was just sewing them in. She said, you can't mess up. If you mess up, take it out, start over. So, yeah. She got me started. So I did get these finished. Here's the other one. So, like I said, guys, I dabble in a little bit of everything. If it suits my fancy, I do it. Like I said, I did make some stitch markers. I'll show some of them to you. I did this. I made this one. And I did a pink one just like it. These would probably be going in some of the giveaway too. And I did a little kind of like Ellie's yellow flower, but it's a pink one. And these three kind of go together. They say, this one says faith. It's got a little cross on it. This one says hope. And it's got the bird of peace on it. It says hope on it. And this one says joy. And it's got a little diamond thing on the end of it. And I made these, I think, are going to go to somebody special that I want to have those. So, yeah. You'll know who you are when you get them. This is another one that I made. And then this one reminds me of the t-shirts we used to wear in the 70s and Forrest Gump. Little smiley face. And then this one is kind of different. I had some beads that were just laying around in a crystal. It's kind of, you'd think it'd be heavy. It's not real heavy, but it's just, I was dabbling, people. So, and this one is just a little stone with a little flower on it. And so that's one of the other things I've been making on. Also, I wanted to show you guys this little chair. I made him a little while back, but I wanted to show you guys. It's my grandma chair. And I found this little wooden chair at a flea market. Now, none of this was on here. It was just the wooden chair with the little wooden seat. And I noticed the seat lifted up. And I thought, that would make a cute little sewing chair. So, I brought it home and I painted it. And I made a little cushion for it. And I sewed some little laces and ruffles on it. And I stuck pins and needles in it. Well, the little spool thing, these little dowel things that were stuck on the side, I just bought little spools of thread. Stuck on one of the little spools of thread. I made a little flower vase out of it, if you could see it. I had some pink flowers in it too, but I had to use them for something else, so they came out. And I made this little sticker pillow. Well, it's cloth and sticker. I just stuck that on the back, but it does have a pin cushion on the back too. And it's my little granny's chair. I put some little laces on it. But, yep, that's my little granny chair. I made that. And as you guys know, I've talked to you a few times on, I watched some videos on English paper piecing. And I thought, well, I want to see what I can do. I found this box at the Dollar Tree. And it's pink. And I like pastels, so I did the little thing. So I had these little bitty hexie cutouts that I did. So I glued material over it, and then I sewed them together, and made this little flower form for the outside and put some little bows on it. And then I had these little jewelry pieces and some pearls that were just, you pick them up in a bag of whatnots at the flea market or whatever. And I glued the little pearls in the center and put this little cameo looking thing and made a little notions box. And I thought, well, you know what? You could, and I put a doily on it and then just glued some lace on the top of the doily. I thought that would be cute to put like little wads of thread, crochet needles, anything, little whatever's in there. Little needle box, whatever, little craft box, whatever you wanted to do. Little special things that you wanted to keep, and just keep out. And it's cute because you can actually set it like this, or you can sit it on its side and set it up on a shelf, and let it. But I made this. It's nothing big, nothing fancy, but I made it. Like I said, I dabble in a lot of different things. Also, this is another thing. I was just bored one day, and I was sitting up here, and I had a bunch of little different kind of scrapbook papers. And I thought, I'm going to make a little junk journal type thing for my little scribbling things down when I'm watching videos and tutorials, and it says, you need 21 chain stitches, and you want, to go this far, the measurements, whatever you got to write down, type of yarns you need, and if you got to jot something down, I don't have to go running looking for something to jot it down on. So I made this little journal. Actually, I printed these papers off on the computer, and it's kind of an old Victorian looking paper, if you guys can see that. It's just regular old computer paper. I printed it off, and I put it in these project file things, little plastic things you get to put a report in. And then the back of it, I printed the little bird one and stuck it in there. And then when you open it up, I took and made a little side pocket, and I got all this kinds of stuff that I printed, like off, I think, Graphic Fair, whatever, the free printables. And I printed it off and stuck some little pockets here with little notepad things in it. And I got some stickers up here that Diana sent me from Japan. Just little bird stickers. And I got another one here. Got butterflies and stuff in it that she sent me. And I keep like all my little cards and stuff in it that, I've gotten from people. They go in there. And I got these little papers that I can jot things down on. And I put a little separation divider, and then I got notebook paper, and then just more scrap papers. And then on the back, I got another little spot here where I could slide little things in. But it was something, just something to do. And I keep it on my desk up here in my room just to jot things down on. So that was one of the things another thing that I've dibbled around on and did. Yep, so that's, guys, what I've been working on. And I've been crocheting and embroidering. I'm waiting on the thread now so that I can finish that thing up. And then I'm going to try to put the Bible one together that I showed you guys, that I did all the Bible stitches together. I'm sorry for the shaking of this camera. I got it on a tripod on my desk, and it's new, and I'm just banging the table when it's shaking that around, and the noise in the background is a fan because it is kind of hot up here. And that's kind of thing. I can show you guys my little company keepers. That's what I call them, company keepers. This little girl here, my grandmother made, and she made it for my mother. And my grandmother was in her 90s when she passed away, and I lost my mother in 2015. So this was something that she had, and she's got the little cute little floppy hat. Now, I would love to be this good and to make this kind of stuff. It is just, My grandmother could make anything. She could look at something and say, I'll make you that. I can make you that. And she was another one to embroider. She used to embroider doilies and stuff like that, and crochet and knit. And I can remember her making us little skirts and vests when we were little, me and my sister. And she would knit and crochet. She lived in Utah, so we didn't get to see her much. And she would send us stuff in the mail. And the other little lady here is Mrs. Rabbit. Now, my husband got me this. He thought I would like it. He found it. And she's got the little babies in her. What is on that there? I don't know. But she's got the little, something on her ear. My grandson was up here eating chocolate, so it's hard saying. He was playing with it. I have to scrub that off there. Yeah, she's got the little babies in her pocket. I'm like, well, she's not a kangaroo. She's a rabbit, but she got a little apron and her little dress. He thought I'd like that, so he thought maybe I could make them. I'm not that good. But yeah, that's Mrs. Rabbit. She's busy. She's busy taking care of her babies. So when I have her, and that's kind of all I got to show you guys today. Sorry about the hair in my eye. I am going to be having another procedure done on my hands, so I'm going to be kind of fighting with that for a little bit. This time they got to take the nails off the 2 fingers and go in that way and go down through the middle and kind of clean them all out, scrape them all out. And hopefully I won't be as bad as it was the first time, which I wish they would have done that the first time. I wouldn't be going through it again. But, you know, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, you know, it is what it is. It's not their fault. It's stubborn, and this does not want to go away. So we're trying some different ointments first and hoping that would help. But if not, they're scheduling me for a procedure to have a doctor do this with my fingers. But like I said, guys, wear gloves. Don't garden without gloves. Don't do that. I can't stress that enough. Other than that, that's about all I got on here to show you. I wanted to jump on and make a video and say hello to everybody and hope everybody's doing good. And I've been watching your videos and seeing some of the content y'all are creating, and you guys do some beautiful work. And I could just wish I could be that talented. And someday I will be. I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep going till I learn every stitch and crochet that's out there. I'm going to learn it. So, because I really like crocheting. But when I get bored with that, I switch it up and do other things. So, it's good to have a variety. Like I said, I live out in the country and it gets kind of boring. My husband's retired and I no longer work, and I'm one of them that was always a go communicator, visiting people type person, and it's a lot different just being out here and, you know, in the country. So yes, I just do things to keep me busy, and it's relaxing. You know, it really is. I've even dabbled in some diamond art, and for all you people out there who do diamond art, that stuff is relaxing. Anybody that's got anxiety, depressions, do some diamond art. I'm serious. It is really fun. I'll have to bring up one of the great big diamond arts I did. It was birds. As you guys all know, I love birds. And my first one was a great big bird. I mean, it's probably this big and this wide. And I did it, and I put it in a frame, and it's hanging up in my hallway. So I did that, and I did some other ones, some fairy ones. I collect fairies. So some of the diamond arts I did were in the fairies, and yeah, I collect fairies. I love fairies. I have to tell you guys a story about that. When my granddaughter was little, my mother got her started in believing in fairies. So they had little fairy stuff, and so we bought stuff and started a fairy garden outside. And as you guys know, my granddaughter, she lives with me, and she was probably about 4. And my husband would sit and read books to her all the time, whether it was Fortune 500s, magazines, whatever. He's very into that kind of stuff. So he would read it to her and teach her about the government and taxes and all that kind of stuff when she was little. Well, we had a fairy garden out there, and my mother had passed away, and my little granddaughter had taken it quite hard. And I had told, my mom had told her that fairies live on, that fairies don't die, and that, you know, she could see her grandmother when she sees the fairies. So we went to a zoo garden place, and they had some fairy stuff. So me and my husband thought, well, we'll sneak them in that fairy garden, and maybe she'll feel that Grandma come and visited her in the night. Well, we put them in the fairy garden, and she would go out there and play with that fairy garden every day. The next day, she proceeds to go out and play in the fairy garden, and she come running up to the house, and she's like, Grandma, Grandma, Grandma. I go, what? She goes, Papa's gonna be mad. I said, why? Why is Papa gonna be mad? She said, the government's in heaven. I said, what? She said, the government's in heaven because Great Granny sent down these fairies, and the government's charged her for it and put taxes on it because the price tags are on the bottom of the fairies. I didn't know what to say. I said, well, I guess the government has to go to heaven too, Jalen. It's just the way it is. But yeah, she was so upset that the government was in heaven because Granny bought the fairies and they taxed her on them. So that's just a story that I just can't forget. You know, it was cute. She was little. I mean, I'm talking little. She wasn't even in school. But yeah. She's 14 now, so that tells you. And she's always been one to come up with things, and she's just like another little story. I'll tell you that, and then I'll get off here. You know how you get junk mail in the mail, and they send you these little credit card looking things, and you can apply now, and it sends you the little fake credit cards. And so she used to like to play with mail, and I gave her a bunch of, I said, here, why don't you go throw them in the garbage for Grandma? And she was probably about the same age, about 4 or 5, somewhere around here. And I gave her a bunch of that, and she's looking at it as she's going to the garbage can. She goes, oh no, Grandma, you don't throw these away. I said, what do you mean? She goes, you don't throw these away. Do you know what these are? I said, yeah, it's junk mail. She goes, no, Grandma, no, these are honey cards. I said, they're what? She said, these are honey cards. I said, what is a honey card? She said, you know, you can take them and you can go to the store and buy stuff, and you can go out to dinner with your friends, and you can go shopping, you can go do whatever, and you use these cards, and then your honey has to pay for them. I said, oh, well, maybe you better keep that honey card then, and have your papa pay for it, because her papa, she was always going to marry her papa. She was married to her papa. She have little fake weddings where she married her papa. And so that was the honey card story. I'd never heard them called honey cards. So when my husband come in, what's all this pile of mail here? I said, don't you throw that away. That's Jalen's honey cards, and you got to pay for them. So he was like, what? But where she come up with that, I have no idea, but that's just another one of her little stories. And, you know, after raising 6 boys and then getting to raise, you know, some girls, my granddaughters, I had 2 that lived with me. One's grown already and she's gone. They were just like a big difference. And, you know, and now I have, you know, 5 granddaughters. So, and I just love them to pieces. You know, it was different. I had all boys and didn't know how to raise a girl, and it was different. So, yeah. But, yep, it's the way it is. Kids are a trip. So, in saying that, guys, I've been on here long enough. You know, it's just a beautiful day out, and everybody needs to get out and enjoy the sunshine while it's out there. And we finally did get a little bit of rain. We needed some rain badly, so we did get some rain. Thank the Lord for that, because everything was drying up. My poor flowers were just wilting away, and we have a well, so you can't really hook a hose up and, you know, use the well to water everything. So the ones that were real bad, I would take, you know, some water out and water them, and the ones that weren't, you know, they just kind of had to wait. So I guess I'll let you guys go, and I'll see you on the YouTube streets. Remember, stay kind to each other, and share the love. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. It is